Good morning everybody and welcome to this SmartCharts European session. Hope you're all well. Alright, so what a week it has been. Had some huge moves in the foreign exchange market, stock indices as well, and really it was all down to that FOMC statement and press conference where the Federal Reserve did cut interest rates as the market was expecting, but it was the tone for next year which really got the market moving, and the messaging that they might only cut rates a couple of times in 2025. It sent the US dollar rallying higher. All risk assets basically fell on that news announcement as well, and caused some really big moves. Okay, now sometimes you're going to be on the right side of those moves. This week we were, okay, because we had some long trades there on the US dollar, against the Japanese yen. We had some short trades there on the Euro US dollar. But sometimes, you might not be on the right side of that, and the market might go the other way. Okay, but this is obviously where risk management becomes very key, because no one can predict how the market is going to move. We know that around high impact news announcements, sometimes we can get some very big moves, which is why we keep an eye out on them to manage risk, to make sure we're not too heavily overexposed, because it's great when everything goes in the right way, but we've got to protect the downside first and foremost, okay? So protect the account capital and mental capital. So we really do this by shifting the focus. I mean, that's the key. Just shifting the focus in following the plan. The plan we create on your trader certification workshop, which tells us when to turn up, what to do, how to do it, what to click on, why we're doing it. And if you're so focused on following a plan, following a process, you can take that focus and train yourself and condition yourself and having 100% belief and confidence in following the plan, following the process, as we incorporate in your trading routines when we go through the cognitive trade journal on day 3 of your workshop and actually go through back testing and forward testing, okay? And that's how you want to start off every single week, with the belief and confidence in following your plans, following your systems. Life is a lot more simpler if you choose to shift the focus. Obviously the challenge is shifting the focus, because there's obviously a lot of information out there in the world, and it's about making sure that you can sort of separate yourself from that information and have a higher level of focus in knowing what you want to be doing and knowing that it will get you to where you want to be. So having your plans is so important, and as we come into sort of the Christmas period, it's a great time to reflect on those plans, readjust those plans for the new year as well. I mean, we tend to do this at the end of each week, so the end of week reviews that we go through, we do this anyway, but it's always good to have that reflection of your end of week, end of month review, end of quarterly reviews at the end of the year, so you can start off the new year in the right way. Now, we also had some news announcements yesterday from the Bank of Japan, Bank of England, and no changes were expected to interest rate policy, and that's basically what happened. And we still got some really big moves though, in particular in the Japanese yen. Big move there, helped all the yen pairs go higher, which we had been long on anyway. And we had a big sell-off there in the British pound, a bit of a delayed sell-off actually, because whilst they kept rates on hold as expected, there were some warning signs that came from the Bank of England that the UK economy is stagnating, okay? So we had a bit of weakness there. So let's see if those sort of themes do continue. I mean, we have been trading the dollar theme, the dollar weakness, the yen weakness. That theme we have already been trading for several weeks anyway. Pound actually has been going up before that news announcement, okay? We've been quite bullish on your fast time frames. Pound dollars, pound CADs, pound yen, pound kiwi have all actually been pushing higher. But we've had sort of a lot more phase 2 trend reversals there yesterday. Let's see if that does develop into like a bigger theme over the next few weeks. That could become interesting. I'll do my very best to keep you updated with any potential trading opportunities through these webinars. But make sure you're tuning into all your other live trading webinars as well, interacting with all the other traders, helping you to sort of identify what's going on in the market and participate in what's going on in the markets. Today we have the Canada retail sales report. The market is expecting a bit of a rise in the number, okay? Be interesting to see how the market responds. We've had some pretty decent moves in the Canadian dollar. It's really been trading like the other commodity currencies, so your other commodity currencies like Aussie and Kiwi, These are all regarded as commodity currencies because the countries make a lot of their income from the export of commodities. So we've had a lot of weakness in the commodity currencies. So let's see if we get some continued weakness in those. That's where the sort of theme is right now. We've been quite bullish on pound CAD, euro CAD, US dollar against the Canadian have all been sort of pushing higher, but Aussie CAD a bit mixed, New Zealand CAD a bit mixed, so there's not a huge theme on the Canadian dollar, but let's see if a theme does unfold. But otherwise, we're just trading simple market flows today, simple levels, price action, momentum, just following the plan and looking for those opportunities. So let's dive into SmartCharts and get an update on what we're looking at over the course of today. Okay, so here we have the 180 phase changer on the daily chart. So 180 phase changer, one of my favorite strategies. It's one strategy that we go through on your trader certification workshop, and it's very useful in helping to identify any momentum trends developing in the market. So within the currency market, you have all these different market conditions, okay, trends, ranges, reversals, and consolidations, and within those market conditions, you have subtype of market conditions. You have like momentum trends, long-term trends, short-term trends, complex Elliott ABC corrective wave cycle trends, super cycle trends. You have different types of ranges, triangles, consolidations, wedge formations, and so on. So this particular strategy helps to identify, analyze momentum-based trends. Remember, in SmartCharts, you've got many different strategies there to help identify and trade different types of market conditions in play. Okay, so on this strategy, SmartCharts is utilizing the power of moving averages, the yellow line and blue line, and relative price patterns like ring highs and ring lows. Now, I like to trade using moving averages, okay, and I like to trade when price is in the zone. So basically, the zone is the yellow line to the blue line, okay, because once I'm in the zone, it gives me a focus. Like I say, oh, well, hold on, buyers turned up here before and drove this to a new high, so maybe buyers could turn up here again and drive it to a new high, okay? So it just gives me that focus. But we also like to use a bit of human insight pattern recognition as well, okay? So from your trade certification workshop, I just go through a very simple checklist I use, just literally 1 or 2 steps, that's it. So whatever's flashing here, click on those and literally just check 1 or 2 steps. So in this instance, I like to see we have these cycles, higher high, what we call higher high, higher low cycles off the moving averages, because that's giving us evidence that the institutional players, the ones who are moving the market, they are willing to buy at low prices, but they're also willing to keep buying above high prices, which they would only do if they believe this thing should be worth more in the future. So we look for this trend to continue. And then I also like to look for additional support and resistance levels. So for example, here we have a trend line. These last 2 phase 1 cycles where buyers turned up, we can draw a line on, and we're on this angle of price here where buyers have turned up before. Maybe they could turn up here again. So that's it. I just look for 1 or 2 things on top of what SmartCharts is finding. So SmartCharts is finding a lot of other stuff as well that I don't need to worry about. I can just focus on 1 or 2 things, and that focus, is a game changer, because then you can take that focus and then of course you can do your back testing, okay, which we go through on your trader certification workshop. So then you can start to build the belief and confidence in having winning trades, having losing trades. Some days, you might not find a trade. Some weeks might be a bit quieter. Some weeks might be a lot more active, okay? So then this helps you to start off every single week with 100% belief and confidence in actually following your plan, following your focus, all right? Because then you're training yourself in the statistical probabilities of trading the financial markets. That absolutely is a game changer if you're incorporating that into your trading routines, which obviously we go through with you guys anyway, so I know all of you are. So SmartCharts will also help the risk management side. So if we click the up arrow, SmartCharts will populate an entry price at the blue dot, stop loss at the red dot, target the green dots, populate all those price levels into your trading ticket, okay, and also do the risk management calculations. Now for me, as many of you know, we've had a really good trading week. We've had now 6-7 winning trades in a row, which is rare, but it's been a very good week with all the volatility. We've been on the right side of it, which is great. So as many of you know, since Thursday, I've been just lowering my risk on trades, because we highlighted the psychological impact where, look, if you had a good run, in the beginning of the week, you score 3, 4, 5 goals, 3, 4, 5 winning trades, Well, you don't want to keep on trading full risk at the end of the week, because what happens if you then have 4 or 5 losing trades and now you're down for the week, right? So you don't want to give up the lead, okay? Because you want to end the week psychologically, on a positive note. So you might miss out on more profit, okay, by lowering your risk. But again, it's all about protecting the downside, because it's the downside that affects people the most, right? So that's what we need to protect. So I don't mind giving up a bit of profit just to protect what I've made in the week, to end the week on a positive note, so I can turn up next week and keep going. Okay, so then I would just reduce my risk here. Let's say change that to 1. SmartCharts automatically recalculates it. And then I like to set an expiry of current bar close and decline or accept the trade here at the bottom. And what this means is, if buyers don't turn up and go to the entry level by the time the current daily bar closes, this will expire. Did it win, did it lose, and cost anything? If they do decide to turn up, it'll go to the entry level, trigger into a live open trade, either go to the target level or it goes to the stop loss level. Either it's a winning or losing trade. Now you can see here, the target level is just literally right on the top of this trading range. So look, if it gets to that target level and it just starts to stall a few pips from this high point, then I will be looking to take that profit off, right? It's a few pips, okay? But in this instance, you can actually see from a structure perspective, we had a trading range, price broke out of it, it was a false breakout, we're back inside the trading range. So actually quite a bullish situation when you have a false breakout off a classical technical analysis chart pattern. So there's actually a couple of things going on here, okay? All right, so that is it from me. I'm gonna wish you all the best for your trading. Bye for now.